Microsoft is a very popular company. It is known for its Office lineup, or Xbox consoles, and even some of their failures. But almost everyone, even their dog, knows about Microsoft because of the Windows operating systems. I mean, 3/4 of PCs run on some version of Windows. But how did it all begin? How did Windows came to be what it is today? You are watching GenTech, and in this video we will talk about the beginning of Microsoft, but also the beginning of Windows. Microsoft was formed in the year 1975 by two childhood friends, Paul Allen and Bill Gates. The name Microsoft was an abbreviation of two words, microcomputer or computer, and software. In the early days of the company, they didn't make operating systems, but some software, like Microsoft Basic, a programming language. The first operating system they made was a version of Unix called Xenix, and it was released in the year 1980. They will become popular with the introduction of IBM Personal Computer and MS-DOS, or PC-DOS. MS-DOS looks way different compared to today's consumer operating systems. It didn't have graphical user interface, so you needed to type commands in order to do stuff. For example, want to see the contents of the folder, you needed to type the dir folder name. Want to enter a folder, cd folder name. Want to create a folder, md folder name. If you want to delete some folder, you type rmdir folder name. Want to enter into a program, you need to type the name of the program, and etc. As you can see, some basic things that we could do were way harder to do in the text-based operating systems. So in the mid-80s, operating systems with graphical user interfaces were becoming more popular, with the introduction of the macOS System 1.0, Tandy Deskmate, and Gem. In 1995, Microsoft released its first version of Windows, Windows 1.0. So let's install it. You are maybe thinking, why am I still in DOS? Well, it is because Windows 1.0 wasn't a standalone operating system, it ran on top of DOS, so you needed some version of DOS in order to install it. Now I'll put a floppy disk. We will start the installation process by going to the A directory. That is actually the directory where we can see the contents of a floppy disk. Then we type setup and press enter. Installation was really straightforward. We selected the directory of Windows, selected our keyboard region, and selected the correct mouse option. We don't need a printer, then we change floppies, and it's over. Now here it actually says how we can enter Windows. So all you need to do is to type Win and then press enter. And we're in. So, as you can see, it looks really old and primitive. Here we can see all the files that we have in the Windows directory or the Windows folder. Let's check out what programs it installed for us. So we first have a really old version of Paint. I mean, we can draw things, although I'm not really that good at drawing. I can also change the shape. It's kinda laggy. you actually need really good specs for the time to run Windows 1.0. We can also type Windows 1.0. Oh, here it's not Windows 10 anymore. Okay, time to leave this program by going here and clicking close. And no, I won't save this masterpiece. Now, going to calculator, you can see that it's really primitive, but I mean it still gets the job done. 1 plus 6 equals 7, which is correct. Now, I mean I can find the square root and I guess I can multiply it by 7. And it works, which is the most important thing, I mean. Okay, let's go to the calendar. So I can type like I need to do some things at 8 AM, even though it's 1:49 PM. And Samsung Galaxy S8 because, I mean, why not? We can also click here for the program to go full screen. This operating system didn't have multitasking. I mean, you can see that it had like these icons on the bottom part of screen, and then when you click them, you would enter them. Programs then that you clicked would take the part of the screen. You can resize them like that. And exit them. And you know what this version of Windows has? Can you believe it? Reverse. I don't know how to play this game, but if you always get bored doing some things on the operating system, you can always play this, I guess. As you can see here, this is actually a newer version of Windows 1.0. It's Windows 1.04. It was released in the year 1996. Major differences between Windows 1.01, which was the original release in the year 1985, and this version is the boot screen, PS2 mouse support, and VGA support. I needed to install this because my mouse wouldn't work. Here we can create a folder. How should I call it? I guess important things. Oh, I can't call it like that. Maybe only things? Oh, okay, it's called text because I know how to type, I guess. As you can see, we can enter it and it is empty, of course. And if we want to go back, we need to find under special and click change directory. Then we type the directory to which we want to go. Let's go back to Windows. I mean, to be honest, this isn't so much different from entering commands. Now you only just need to click something in order for it to do something. We also have Notepad, and I can type here some important text. We can save it, but how should I name it? I guess text, because I'm original. And there it is. We can open it, and there is our very important text. It also has this really old control panel. I mean, I can change the time, date, cursor blink, double click speed. I can also install things like printers and change colors. Okay, let's make my Windows look way better. That's more like it. Believe it or not, Windows 1.0 was received poorly. Its mouse integration was criticized because mouse wasn't really that mainstream and it was dependent a lot on the mouse and it was really buggy. And finally, how can we turn off this version of Windows? Well, you can close all programs or click End Session under the Special tab. Then we will be redirected back to DOS. So that's it in this video. Thank you guys for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye.